Hey YouTube, wanted to talk about something that came across me today as I was catching the bus. So remember how I told you guys that we were being attacked because we were using government assistance like food stamps, whatever, right? It doesn't just end there. Today, I'm at the bus stop. I'm talking to a young woman. She was working at a prestigious company. I'm not gonna say the company name. I'm just gonna say it is a retail company. And she said her supervisor, after finding out that she was on housing authority, um, she had to sign up for housing authority. She was at the top of the list and trying to get housing authority. Took her off the schedule when she was working like a 40-hour week. Took her off the schedule and turned around and told her that she wasn't getting any more hours. So she had to go find a whole new job because she had applied for housing authority. The part that kills me the most about everything that's going on, remind you, our system, the way it was set up, was that we really didn't too much touch money, you know, because your rent's going to be paid for, and then you get like a allowance. Like if you're in housing, they're going to give you allowance. It's only enough to pay light, maybe a water bill. That's it. You really don't get a lot of money. When you're on like Section 8, they pay the rent. They may send you a little allowance bill if you're not working, but that's it. And you have to be not working to get the allowance bill. When you're on welfare is $303 a month. That's only enough to pay the light, water, and maybe buy washing powder for you to wash your kids' clothes out on your hands. If it can cover that much. I don't even think it covers that much. And you're left trying to find a way to get the rest of your needs by yourself. They do nothing really for you, right? You really don't get the money that you need to survive at all. So now they have this new targeting thing, like if you're eligible for disability, they're targeting you, trying to force you off of disability, Social Security, trying to force you off of these assistant programs that's supposed to be actually helping you, but you're not getting the help at all. Like these people are sending you stimulus checks. The stimulus checks don't reach us. And when you do get anything from them, I remember one time FEMA came out here and I was living, there was literally a hole in the floor where I was staying at. The living conditions were like deplorable. Like you can actually see the bottom of the ground where I was living at. They gave me $300 and told me my living situation was just fine. $300. My living situation was just fine. But mind you, we're still dealing with this human trafficking. We're still dealing with them doing all kinds of stuff against us. We're dealing with terrorism, all this stuff right here, right in our own community every day. But no one sees it. We're dealing with attacks from the government, and then we're watching the government get embedded with people that literally is sent to just tear them apart, like just make them look like pure garbage. Any organization, any group with the government, they got groups of people in there to attack the citizens to make them not used to services whatsoever, which lowers the finances that come to the community, which that's their goal and agenda anyway. Bus transportation. We need the bus transportation. A lot of people riding the bus, they need this assistance, right? but they're cutting out bus routes for us. They're cutting out hours because they feel like, oh, after a certain hour, you don't have to work. Stores, they're not open 24 hours anymore. They're only cutting it out at like 10, 11 o'clock. Transportation doesn't run all night anymore. Transportation services cut off at like 9, 10 o'clock. All this stuff happening, right? Which we never really had fully a 24-hour transportation system, but that's one thing that's definitely needed. But they're cutting it out. The disability services, the Connect Bus, that was once 24 hours a day. No more Connect Bus 24 hours a day. Dialysis centers, that was open 24 hours a day. We have several dialysis patients, right? Those dialysis centers are probably overcrowded every day. We used to run a 24-hour, like, you can go to the dialysis center no matter what time of the night it is. You can book it where nobody's really in there. You go at 1, you're usually out about 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there, and you're done. You know, I don't know the extent of dialysis or whatever. And you could get the connection bus to pick you up at 1 o'clock in the morning, bring you home back at whatever time. Not like that anymore. All that stuff is just gone by. I'm hearing people that's on Social Security, right? I only get $800 a month. When I think about it, how much is your rent? My rent is like $400, $200, right? No matter, even if you say $200 isn't that bad, right? That leaves a person with $600, right? That's just a solo person. Think about it. Lights running $150. They have went up on our light bill, so that's like $150. Even if it's not that much, let's say $50. Let's say there, because a lot of the older people, because when they start seeing the inflation and stuff like that, they won't even run air. It's hot. Trust me, I'm living with family members right now, and they don't believe in running air. They want everything hot, like it feels like a sauna, like you be about to die. I don't know what their problem is. Like they ain't heard of air conditioning, and they be all right in it. I can't see how they still live like this, but they be complaining. Like where I'm staying at now, he's complaining. Oh, the light bill's $300. I don't even watch TV half of the time. Nothing really runs in here, but it's $300. Nothing. He don't be here. Nobody really here. We rarely ever cook anything. $300 a month. What are you doing? And that's the type of games that they play. The water bill. Water bills get outrageous. You can not run water that much and still end up with like a $190 water bill. And that's just for 1 month for a family of maybe 4 or 3. Because no matter how many people move out your house, that bill somewhat stays the same. Like you're paying about $200 a month. And you're not even using that much water. You're paying your water bill, somebody else's water bill, somebody else's water bill. I don't know. But that's what's going on. So when you're sitting up here and you're looking at a person and they're a single family, and you're saying to yourself, okay, $800 is enough. No, it's not. But guess what? This woman tries to survive the best she can off of that $800 a month. Listen to me. When you sign up for Social Security or any program in our community, all you're doing is sign up for more programs. Because if you sign up and they give you a check for Social Security, that means you automatically got to sign up for food stamps and Medicaid. If you don't sign up for food stamps and Medicaid, they say that you don't want no help. Okay, now you signed up for food stamps and Medicaid, right? You only make it, they only giving you $800 a month. So now that means you got to sign up for housing authority. All it does is sign you up for more programs on more programs. Then when you get the food stamps, the Medicaid, all that crap right there, the food stamps ain't even enough. They only gonna give you $190 some. Trust me, Go in Publix. Go in some of these stores and actually do a price check and see how much it costs to get good quality food at Walmart and some of these places. And Walmart is known for keeping their prices pretty reasonable. But guess what? If you're only going in there with $200 and you're one person, you're not going to come out with much food to eat for yourself like that. That's just how it works. You have to be reasonable. Like, what you going to buy? A couple of packs of chicken, some lunch meat, some bread, a couple of drinks, and that go a whole $200 right there. So these people are still left using program after program after program after program. So at some point, a person wakes up and say, hold up, I'm just going to go to work, right? You go to work. You still sick now. You don't get to be sick at work. This is the thing. So no matter how sick you is, you got to fight through work. No matter how much you feel like you're going to pass out on them people's job, you still got to fight through work. They're not going to give you an exception to the rule because you don't feel good and you're not up to par. It just don't work like that. And then these jobs, right? I got a supervisor where I'm working at. She nitpicks with me. She's doing a lot of trifling stuff. She don't care. The fact that she scheduled me one day a week and I can't afford to pay not now bill. I'm not on Social Security. I don't get a Social Security check at all. I've been appealing to get a Social Security check. Not one Social Security check came through for me. I told Medicaid and food stamps I'm not dealing with them because they have done a lot of dirt to me. No matter how it goes, no matter what you do, you're still at a loss. So Forbes came up with the idea, right? Forbes magazine. I listened to the idea where they wanted to pay a group of people experimentation $4,000 a month, right? I even signed up for it. $4,000 a month to see if it would actually improve their living status, their status as a person and an individual. Research now. How would their lives change over the use of $4,000 a month? I still haven't heard back from them. You understand what I'm saying? Because our community feel it's okay for everybody to stay in poverty and broke as hell, no matter what you do. So let me be real with you. I am not a peasant type mindset person. You can apply for government contracts. You're not going to get them. You can apply for state contracts. You're not going to get them. You can apply for counties contracts. You still ain't going to get them. All that applying that you're doing, another person tries to come in, sweep in, use your information, and say the money was routed to you when it never was. This has always been the game. We know this whole game is meant to keep our people with nothing. With nothing. Go on a job, stay on a job 7-8 years. You will be compelled to leave that job. When I say compelled, you know, we talk about witchcraft and all this stuff like that because we know about Wiccan and all this stuff right there. These people use the same terminology for technology that they're using against you with this situation. Talking about they sorcerers when they're not. They're just techies. So, this is something that you have to really wake up to and take serious with these techies, because techies is strong. They ain't no weak mindset people. They're very strong, very intellectual people. So you know how we say casting. Casting is the same thing as illumination. So it says cast to TV. That's all they doing, casting that mess to your eyes to keep you enslaved and keep you in human trafficking. It's the same situation every time. Nothing changes unless we change the situation. But guess what? Guess whose hands tied? Our hands are tied. Of course, I can go to school to be a doctor and all of this stuff right here, but guess what? I may never own my own practice. I have to work for someone else in order to save up enough money to own my own practice. And guess what? Usually, when they're hiring you, even if you don't have extensive student loans, let's say the government forgives all your student loans. The government says, okay, I'm going to be great and I'm just going to forgive all your student loans. You get all your student loans forgiven and you still hot garbage. Because guess what? They forgave $100,000 worth of student loans, $200,000 worth of student loans. Yeah, that's cool. But you go to work every day, and guess what? You're not even making $50,000 a year. Half of the doctors rarely ever make $80,000 a year. So you studied to be a doctor almost for nothing, because a lot of them aren't where they're supposed to be at in the pay market anyway. Because you had to accept the job because you had zero experience. So when you walk in the door with zero experience, the first thing they do, they lowball you. And when they lowball these people become disgruntled. So even if they did take an oath to be a doctor, as they pass their exams to practice and be a practitioner, guess what? They don't care. Because first of all, how can I care about you when I can't even afford to take care of my own house? So they don't care. They just go there, patch up a few people, smile, and exit out. You really don't receive proper care, proper treatment of anything. And remind you, we're still going through being attacked. And that's part of the reason why it's like that. They got embedded into these hospitals, these institutions, all these facilities, all of these state agencies, all of this stuff that's governed by the feds, states, and all this stuff right here. They got embedded, they people, to destroy whoever is an outsider. So you go in, you start wondering, oh, I'm getting sick. I got a good job working for so-and-so. It pays, and this could be like a retail store. It pays a such amount. I'm making good money. I'm like at 100-some thousand a year. You're happy. You're doing good for yourself or whatever. Guess what? All of a sudden you start finding out you're sick. How you get sick? You eat healthy. You diet, exercise, you're doing all the good stuff you're supposed to do. You even take vitamins, man. You are one of the most health fanatic people that anyone could ever meet. But all of a sudden you get sick. And you can't determine why you're getting sick. Let me be real with you. It's because we're comatose. They feeding feces down your throat. They're feeding everything to defile you. Did you know that half of the diseases that we got came from people feeding other people stuff that comes out of them? Blood that came out of them, and feces, urine that came out of them. That's how half of these diseases come about. It didn't come about because of the person doing something wrong. It just came about because of filth and nastiness of another person. And they don't tell people this type of stuff. They don't tell you COVID isn't just you having an issue. COVID is a governmental issue of disease spreading ignorant people. But this type of stuff goes on every day. And it's the norm. It's the norm. Can't nobody stop it because none of us can see clear to stop anything. I can't tell you SAR frequency. I get told if you sit up here and you keep reporting on YouTube and you keep doing this and you keep doing that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that to you. And it does happen. I go through hell. I cannot lie to you. If they threaten me and say they're going to do something, they do it. Whether I know it's done to me or not, it's going to happen. I don't take none of their threats in vain. If they say they're gonna do something, they do it and they fulfill on it. But how do I explain my awareness to it and not being able to come back? That's real sad, because we weren't given an opportunity to come back. Any of this stuff that's going on, they're doing. Listen to me. In a high maximum security prison, they have high maximum security prisons with blackout boxes, which means that the moment you get ready to fight, they just black two inmates out. Those are called blackout boxes. That has been installed in the ordinary citizen who has never been incarcerated, who has never been to jail, never been to prison, because they don't want to be combated. They have installed an eyelids that you can only see what they project through it, right? That was something used in a high maximum security prison. When you're in a high maximum security prison, that gets put in you because you are considered a threat to everything and anything around you. How do you get that in you when you never went to prison? You never did anything wrong unless you under terrorist attack. How is it we sitting up there, we're going through the demolition man type society where you being held in pods and all kinds of crap and using simulations? How is it all of this stuff is happening, but the government has no record of it? Nobody has record of it. Nobody's keeping track of what's taking place unless the government automatically is funding it and have been overthrown by others. And that's the only way I can explain it. It's an coup. And the people who would normally combat the coup can't combat it for all the stuff that I just explained. I don't know how else to make it clear. And now you got a group of people saying, oh, we this and we that, and you this, and you that. Truth be told, this mess is getting outrageous. And oh yeah, not to add these men they sending on missions now. So let me tell you a story about these men going on mission and these women going on missions. So they got a whole team. Now I'm a broke nigga. This some elite type hoeing mess they got going on. Cause I'm a broke nigga. Why would you need to send a whore that's a male hoe to me, talking about you sending him on a mission to destroy me, when I ain't got nothing to begin with? But I have been on a job for a couple of years, so you make sure you let me know that you done sent a HOE nigga, a man, to actually turn around and keep me from having anything. His whole objective and agenda is to stop me from working and having anything at all. When I say anything at all, I mean anything at all. And that's his motive. So I'm starting to realize that if it takes all of that for you to stop a broke person, I can only imagine what it takes for a rich one. Then you also have the same thing going on with men. They're sending women on assignments to destroy the men. So these men don't know. He sits up there, he leaves out the house. All of a sudden, she's screaming he done beat the crap out of her. Police come. He go to jail. He said, I never touched her. She don't know why it's happening. I went through the same thing. I'm dating one dude, right? And they already done told me this is a hoe on assignment, right? Kid you not. I end up with a domestic violence case. The man punched me in my stomach. And I end up with a domestic violence case. I never heard of it before. My son was like, he compelled. He believed this nigga is like the best nigga in the world. And this nigga didn't even like him. I don't know how to explain none of this stuff. I have to be real with it, because a lot of this stuff that I put out here is like my testimony, it's like my truth and stuff like that. I don't know how else to explain it. And then SAR, frequency, screaming. If we hadn't had her put in the situation that she in, comatose, boxed, pod, out of it, black box, covert, the veil, whatever you want to call it, if they hadn't did all of that, they say she would be unstoppable. Because they see me still trying to have something, trying to obtain something in life and stuff like that. But biblically, being a woman of God, I believe in God. I believe in the word of God. I know the word is true. But at the same time, I'm in here and I'm reading the word of God. The word that I'm reading don't even match up with the word that I originally read in the word of God. It's just so much going on. So much going on. You don't even know how to take or receive this. And don't think about going to church. Oh my God. If you go to church, you are attacked spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically before you even enter into the church. And I can't tell you about the predator type stuff they do. Man, I gotta wake y'all up to this. Impure thoughts, adult talk. When I say adult type of stuff they send through, you be sleep at night just dreaming. Just everything black, dark, and you just dreaming good. Next thing you know, they done casted porn in your dreams. You don't know how in the heck porn got in your dream. You could have been thinking about Jesus. Porn just show up in your dreams. Adulterers, I'm telling you, they're adulterous type people. Unclean, unrighteous, unholy people, man. You wake up out your dream and they still casting it on your eyes. You fully awake. You still seeing the whole thing. You like, well, I'm a woman of God. I don't live like this. Y'all don't know half the stuff we're going through with this vision compromise and everything. And don't think about calling the police and telling them, because our police is garbage and going through the same thing we're going through. Law enforcement going through the same thing we're going through, and they got their people embedded in there. So the same terrorists that's attacking you every day and every night are already embedded in law enforcement. And we're going through human trafficking. All we got is a group of trifling people. No matter what you do, it's the same thing. You go in the courtroom and you start following the court procedures and doing everything that you have to do with law. Same crap. Same crap. Nothing ever changed. Nothing get fixed. Nothing. Only thing that you can really do in here that will somewhat make some sense, go to work, try to make a little money, and come home. And if you do that, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you do that, it's just like the movie Mercy. I don't know if y'all seen that, Just Mercy and stuff like that. Just like those movies, you still end up locked up for no reason. You trying to figure out how you ended up locked up. Either you going to go to jail for no reason, or you're going to end up in prison for no reason. And it's just because you ran home. You don't even know why. Look, you get stopped by the police. Look, where you coming from? Word. Okay, let me see your ID. They run your ID. All of a sudden, you got a bogus charge on you. You locked up for no reason. This is the type of crap they doing every day. You just sitting up in a cell Like, what am I doing here? I never did anything wrong. And this the game they playing. And they're using government agencies, government people, government things to do it with. So that, and this, I'm going to be real with you. I don't have a problem fighting. I don't have a problem shooting. I don't have a problem defending myself. But now comes the question. The question is, what's really going on? Because then at some point you see if somebody show up and try to ask questions and you're like, okay, maybe this may be real. I don't know. You can't even determine who's what and what's what. To weed them out, to say, okay, well, it's okay for you to disrespect this one and not disrespect that one, because you can't tell what is what. They're all doing the same crap. I've been getting raped. Guess what? This is the first time I ever heard of a hospital that's supposed to have a rape center tell rape victims they're not going to treat them. They're not going to do a rape kit. They're not going to do nothing. And guess what? Law enforcement standing there supporting that. But talking about they real law enforcement. Oh, and internal affairs pretend